Welcome back, Empowered Tribe. Did you do your homework today? Did you discover if you're going to be committed to the work? And if you are you going to plant the seeds? Because you know that what you want over there is going to require persistence. It's going to require patience. It's going to require perspiration. So you can't be patient and persistent, but not willing to sweat. Like, you can't show up to the gym. You can't patiently wait for your results, show up to the gym every day, and then walk on the treadmill and expect to lose weight without sweating. It's a part of the process. Patience, persistence, perspiration. That's what Napoleon Hill said. And I agree with it. And you would too, because if you look at all of the great people in the world who have set out for a major goal and accomplished it, they've all been patient, they've all been persistent, and they've all perspired. Like, it's not easy work. Work isn't easy. It's just what needs to be done. And so if you can't adopt the mindset to do whatever it takes to get it done, then you're never going to get what you want. Like, whatever you see over there that you're like, oh man, if I could just have that, life would be so great. You're not going to have it. It's going to stay right over there, and you're going to stay right where you are. Because it's not coming to you. The only way to get to it is for you to go to it. And you got to go through whatever it takes to get to it. Freedom doesn't come to you. You go to freedom. Championships don't come to you. You go to championships. Whatever it is that you want in life. A mansion, it's not going to come to you. You got to go to it. A new car, it's not going to come to you. You got to go to it. And how you get there requires work. Like, even if you were one of those people in Oprah's audiences back in the day who was sitting there and she was like, everybody gets a new car. Even if you were one of those people, guess what? You had to put in work to get there. You had to either come from out of town, so you drove, you brought a plane ticket, you had to pack, you had to get a hotel. If you stayed in town, you had to take off, you had to do whatever to get there. That was work. And then if you got the new car, guess what? Somebody had to pay for the insurance. Like, she wasn't giving away cars and car insurance. She wasn't giving away cars and car maintenance. She wasn't giving away cars and the gas. You still had to put in the work. Like, you got something that you didn't really have to work for, but in order to keep it, you had to work for it. And I guarantee you, some of those people in the audience were so thankful for that car that they got it. But then a month, 2 months later, they like, man, I got to pay insurance for another car. You were just blessed with a whole new car. You know what you could do? You could get rid of the old one. You could sell the old one. Like, there's so many things. But we have this negative mindset that we don't want to put in work for something that we say we want, that we want to have, that we want better. We rather sit in our mess and complain in our misery than get up out of the mud, figure out how to get across the street, and get through the door. You got to plant the work seed. And you have to tend to the work seed, which means you have to keep working. You don't just put it in the ground and then leave it. You have to keep working. Work doesn't work by itself. You have to work the work. That's the only way you're going to get to success. That's the only way you're going to get to your goal. That's the only way you're going to get to that life of prosperity, or whatever area in your life you're lacking prosperity in. That's the only way you're going to get to it, is if you put in the work. Like, people will look back at men and women who do body sculpting and bodybuilding, and they have the audacity to talk about them. Like, why would you do all that? Well, that was their goal. That's why they did all that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would look at somebody and I'd be like, why in the world are you doing all this? Because that's their goal. It wasn't my vision. It wasn't my goal. So it's easy for me to sit back and not do anything and talk about somebody who is doing something, who's doing something to what people who aren't doing anything considers the extreme. That's what it's going to be. When you start focusing on your goal and you get clear on what it is that you want, and then you plan to succeed and you plan and prepare to overcome the setbacks, and you get there and you put in the work and you're staying disciplined and you're staying focused and you're exercising your no muscle and you're telling people, I can't do everything that I used to do because I got a goal that I'm trying to get to. And if I do everything I used to do, I know I'm not going to get it. They're going to say you're being extra. they're going to say you're doing too much. They're going to say, why in the world are you doing all that? Because they don't see the vision and they're settling for satisfactory while you're striving for success. So you have to expect that, right? Setbacks, that's going to be a setback. Somebody who's been in your corner for years, who, if they don't really truly love whatever it is that you are in the moment as you transform, they're going to talk about you. And they're going to question why you're doing stuff because they're still in satisfactory mode. Like we talked about last week, they're still chained to conditioning. The conditioning of doing less than your best, or what's accepted is less than standard. It's less than satisfactory. So you got to work. Work. You got to do it. Rihanna didn't say work that many times for you to just do it once. Like Rihanna has put in work to be able to say work. She didn't just get on stage and sing once and then everybody was just all over. No, she worked. Anybody who you define as successful and thriving, they worked. And they worked. And they worked. And that's what you got to do. Put in the work. So if you didn't do your homework this morning, go back and do it now before you go to bed and determine whether or not the work that's going to be required, are you going to do it? And if you are, what is it that you're going to start doing tonight before you go to bed? Don't put it off till tomorrow. There is something that you can do tonight that you can continue to do and maintain for the rest of this year that you know is going to somehow get you closer to your goal. Get it done tonight. If it's just listening to something for 10 minutes, that's going to help you manage your mindset. If it's just writing down one goal 10 times that you can commit to doing every single day so that you can stay focused on this is my goal. You can start your day and end your day with this is my goal. Then do it. It doesn't have to be major. Whatever you have now is all you need to get there. You just got to start and stay consistent. But you know what it is. If you don't remember anything else, always remember this. It's a great day to be alive. It is a great day to be alive, guys. It's a great day to be great, and it's a great day to find the greatness in you. And it's not too late. The day is not over. You can still find it. So go out there and live the greatest day of your life.